Hello. How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster Revan here, and you're listening to the Anonymous Liberty Media podcast. And my viewers on YouTube, you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media on YouTube. Now I want to talk about a couple of things today on the vlog channel and the podcast name under the Anonymous Liberty Media. Now, to my listeners on the podcast, I've taken some time over a month. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I've been gone for a little over a month to deal with, to take a break, and I want to really get down to something serious here. Now, you have, well, let's just say I want to get down to talking about the Young Turks and Vox. Now, the Young Turks have been around on YouTube for over a decade. They were a online sensation. They were pretty good. They were worth the watch. Don't get me wrong. The Young Turks was worth to watch on YouTube, as well as they had a TV. They're on current television, and I watch current television every single day. So that's my tablet. That's the T-Mobile ringtone. But the Young Turks, they were absolutely worth to watch back in the day. But but now they kind of sold out. They sold out. They've gone pretty much into the social, kind of like they become mascots for Bernie Sanders. Okay. The Young Turks have become the mascots of socialism, mascots for Bernie Sanders, the YouTube socialist darlings of Bernie Sanders, and I mean they were worth to watch. I mean, Anna Kasparian, very beautiful, gorgeous chick, 5 foot of sledgehammer. Now she's a 5 foot of a rubber mallet. That's basically a blown up hammer that you get at these fairs and shit. Now, Cenk Uygur, he's a fucking blowhard, and they haven't in the same sense Bernie Sanders ran. You know, they've had their chance. You know, they've had their chance to really get to the up there. You know, but they've said some stupid shit where what could have caused them to get canceled until they get their act together. So, Alex Jones has been around for almost 25 years. Okay, he started InfoWars while on the air in Texas. He was on a radio station in Texas, and he started to get really popular. Okay, when you becoming very popular on air, on the radio, people at the station kind of catch wind and not really liking it. Okay. Now, there's been great voices on radio. Don Imus, you know, he ended up really fucking up when he talked about the Virginia Tech volleyball team, or I'm sorry, basketball team, and and Howard Stern. Howard Stern started it. Started. If you watch Private Parts with Howard Stern and Robin Gibbons, Robin, and how they started, and Howard Stern started in a small time radio station, try to get his name out there. And back then on the radio, they had these rules that you couldn't say this, you couldn't say that, you couldn't do, even though you're not trying to be how do you say, obnoxious in their terms, or really they try to bring the 50s kind of morality throughout the 60s and 70s and into the early 80s, when during a lot of these stations they had these personalities who wanted to really test the boundaries, and shit like that. So, I mean, they try to really push the boundaries of not just the moral, but the patience of the powers that be. Try to rebel in a way against the powers that be of radio, and trying to control the voices of the radio personalities, like the legendary Bob Crane, Don Imus, Howard Stern. I mean, you have these voices that are real iconic now. I mean, Mad Cow. I used to listen to Mad Cow on the air, and he was one hell of a personality on the air, and he became one of my favorites on radio. And I want to come on here and. There was a story I came across on. There's an article on Geek app. I also want to talk about the app itself today, the Geek app. Now, there's a story here that really kind of has the term "what the fuck." Florida man arrested for cutting the brakes on over 100 electric scooters. Okay. Now this one here, let me get my glasses here. Just the idea of cutting the brakes over 100 scooters. Okay, where is it at here? Let me see. Okay, I see here. The guy's name is Randall Thomas William. Okay. A 59-year-old resident in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, was arrested and charged with criminal mischief after police caught him tampering with a couple of Lime electric scooters. After further investigation, police discovered a total of 20 scooters in the nearby area was with brakes cut, and have linked the suspect Randall Thomas Williams to a dozen more. There has been a rash of scooters vandalism in Fort Lauderdale. Beautiful city, by the way. Beaches, water, nice. with the police saying that more 140 two-wheelers have been damaged since April of 2019. A majority of incidents occurring near East Broward Boulevard, which is near Williams' residence, all including several brake lines. Williams offered no motive in the vandalism, telling police he did not want to dig himself into a grave. According to Sun Sentinel, typically he set out before sunrise on a single glove, wire cutters, and pliers, searching for popular yet controversial electric scooters. People said police notified Lime and other scooter operators about the damage devices. The companies are proactively remove scooters from service to avoid rider injuries. They say police aren't sure whether anyone with injured while riding the damaged scooters. Last year, Fort Lauderdale awarded $1 million one-year permit to Lime, Bolt, and Bird. Those permits expire next month, at which time the police plans to discuss and impact scooters have had on transportation patterns and quality of life. Vandalism and depreciation are taking their toll on scooter business. Companies are scrambling to roll out tougher, long-lasting scooters in order to turn around their cash-losing business, encouraging by social media and a growing TikTok anti-scooter types have knocked them into the street, throw them down off parking garages, and dust them with other fluid and set them on fire. Now, there in San Francisco, there's been talks of around the e-scooter, but the e-scooters, in my opinion, are not that bad. You know, if you want to get around someplace, and the reason why people are wanting to get them off the street is that they make up this bogus claim that they hit somebody on a scooter in their car and they feel like that. That's it. Well, I feel it's best that these scooters should be off the street so no one get hurt. Well, that's not the case. Okay. The e-scooter is electric. Okay, you are not wasting fuel. It's not powered by a two-cycle gas mixture. You know, gas and two-cycle motor oil. The kind of fuel you use in your weed eater is a mixture of two-cycle oil and gas. Okay, which gives the instrument to clean your basically you're cutting weeds. And I mean, these scooters should not be a problem. Okay. The problem is that if someone fears that they don't want to be put in their grave, that's fine. It's understandable. But one person's not going to change a fucking thing about the scooters and shit. Okay. The scooter industry is getting a bad rap. Okay. For example, the Humvee, the iconic vehicle from the military, that in the early '90s became part of the civilian version. It became a civilian version, and over time, these eco-nut cocksuckers started to really complain about these are gas guzzling, earth destroying monsters. No. It's just that these eco-nut cocksuckers just want to try to stir some shit up, and that's what's happening with the scooter industry. You know, because when you want to, if you're a tourist and you don't want to feel like walking, but you still want to go out and just enjoy the city, you can ride a scooter. I mean, there are people who are scooters who are aware, who are careful. But I do advise if you're going to ride a scooter, make sure you wear elbow pads, a helmet, knee pads, and shit like that. And also wear comfortable shoes. Okay, comfortable shoes. Um, also, I mentioned I want to talk about the app too. So the Geek app, the Geek app is tech news. It's just news, and Google, the people that run the Google app, from time to time that would just take out the Play Store, the App Store, which it's news. It's the Geek app is a tech news. It's just news. Okay, it's news. And here's another story. Hashtag good to know. College students who go off Facebook for a week consume less news and reported being less depressed. Okay. Threatening to leave Facebook or talking about how you should spend less time on it is common. Actually, leaving it less common, though it is happening. If you do leave, it might be good for you. You also might miss it. A study of 1,769 U.S. undergrads found that those who got off Facebook for a week consumed less news, experience greater well-being, and value Facebook 10% more highly in monetary terms than they had before they took their break. The paper is economically effective. Facebook published this week online in a journal Experimental Economics by Robert Mosquera of Ecuador's Universidad de las Americas Mofilas. Well, I can't really pronounce it, but it's a college that does these studies and shit like that. And Trent McNair of Zhongfei Gu and Reagan Petrie of Texas A&M University in spring of 2017, they surveyed A&M undergrads on what they think of a week of Facebook use is worth. They randomly assigned them into two groups, one that went off Facebook for a week, and those Facebook use wasn't restricted. After that, they asked them to take a monetary value once Facebook again. The results overlay the effects of studied findings in news awareness, news consumption fields of depression, and daily activities show that Facebook is significantly affects on important aspects on life, not directly related on building and supporting social networks. Participants came into the study spending a mean of 1.9 hours a day on Facebook. Yes, that is a lot. A marketer estimates the U.S. adults will spend an average of 38 minutes a day on Facebook this year. It's also probably music to Facebook's ears, given that young people stepping away from the app has been a major point of concern in recent years. About 15 to 30 minutes of the time was spent consuming news. When half the participants took a Facebook break, the researchers found that they didn't substitute traditional media for news they'd been getting on Facebook. On average, participants in the Facebook research groups, on average, participants in the Facebook restriction group significantly decreased the consumption of news by 0.64 standard deviations. With respect on the baseline value of 0.05, when this effect is consistent all over the news types, weather, sports, politics, and so on. There is some evidence that when people stop getting news on Facebook, they don't necessarily start getting it somewhere. Elsewhere, traditional news consumption didn't fill the void created by limited Facebook news consumption. Facebook news consumption. I'm sorry. That's a big hit for Facebook. You know, I'm not on Facebook as much because it's not important. I may be on there for not even 2 minutes, and I wouldn't want to waste my time. Okay, here's another one. Google is making it easier to check if your password has been compromised in a data breach. Now, this one, you guys need to listen here. Google, let's see here. This is this one here. Yeah, all right, this one here. Okay. Google has a password manager that's synced against across Chrome and Android. Now, the company is adding a password checkup feature that will analyze your logins to ensure they haven't been a part of the massive security breach. And there has been so many of those passwords checkups already available as an extension, but now Google is building it right into Google account controls, and it'll be prominently featured in the passwords.google.com, which is a URL shortcut to Google Password Manager. Your login credentials are compared against the millions upon millions of known compromised accounts that have been part of major breaches. Google says that it also monitors the dark web to extent for collection of passwords, but most of the database the password checkup compares against comes from crawling the open web. If your password has been included in the searches in the breach, Google will encourage you to change the affected password. Same goes forward for if Google sees that you're using the passwords, which and it is a terrible tech practice. Everything should be unique login, and of course, Google will also notify you of accounts used with passwords that are an easy to guess end of the spectrum. In the case of the extension, passwords are hashed and encrypted before sending to Google. Since password checkup relies on sending your confidential information to Google, the company has been emphasized that that is encrypted, and that is no way to see your data. Passwords is a database that's stored and hashed in encrypted form and warned generated that generate about your details of your entire local of your machine. That means your phone, tablet, computer. One point I raised with Mark Risher, Google's director on account security, is that consumers are increasingly being asked to store their passwords in several places at once. Apple has iCloud Keychain. Google has this, and then you got 1Password, LastPass, and other dedicated third-party password managers. What someone to pick. Well, what's someone to do? Question. Pick a horse and stick with it, or try to keep multiple managers in sync. The potential of mismatches or have an old incorrect password in one of these places is pretty high. Google doesn't really doesn't really have a great answer for the issue, but says that supports importing passwords and will be working to make the process smoother over the coming months. To coincide again, to coincide the to coincide cybersecurity. Awareness Month. Google partnered with the Harris Poll to check up on the password habits of people in the United States. The results are pretty worrying. Too many are still including items that a stranger could easily find out, like a birthday, pet's name, etc. And the passwords, not enough people are taking advantage of the extra security measures like two-factor authentication. Only 37% of respondents are using it, and password managers 15%. 66% of those polled says they are using the same password for more than one online account. And when it comes to sharing with a significant other, 11% said they changed their Netflix and or streaming service passwords after a breakup. It's smart. In fact, don't ever share. Never share your password with your boyfriend or girlfriend, because there's a good chance it's like social media. If you give your significant other your password and your email thing, they're gonna change everything. They're gonna fuck your shit up. Password reuse is the main thing Google's trying to discourage, because using the same password on multiple sources could put you in a dire situation should one of them be compromised. If you're not a fan of a digital password manager, then just write them down somewhere at home. Even that's a good option if you can keep prying eyes away, since you won't repeat the same password. I have a good recommendation. If you see someone looking over your shoulder, pretend you're not noticing, but look at your screen. Punch them in the fucking face or the eye. That'll give them the that it'll give them attention that, you know, look over my shoulder, motherfucker. But that's just that would be probably the wise thing. Engineer admits hacking YouTube account searching for images. Australia is using new technology to catch drivers on phones. All right, here's one that's a real awareness here. Microsoft warns of a new rare fileless malware hijacking Windows computers. Okay. Now I want to tell a story about what happened to me last week, and this is a I came across this article last week, or was it last week, and there's this hacking phone just by sending a SMS. It's a SIM jacker vulnerability, what it does. Here, let me read here. Remember the SIM jacker vulnerability? Each month, reported about a critical unpatched weakness in a wide range of SIM cards. The card that basically is the hold all information in that once you slip into your phone, it boom, you go. Which an unnamed surveillance company has actively been exploiting in the wild to remote compromise targeted mobile phones just to send a specially encrypted SMS to your phone number. If you can recall, the SimJacker vulnerabilities reside in a dynamic SIM toolkit called the SAT browser, which comes installed on a variety of SIM cards, including eSIMs provided to mobile operators in at least 30 countries. That's right, 30 countries. Now, it turns out the SAT browser is not only dynamic SIM toolkit that contains a SimJacker issue, which can be exploited remotely from any part of the world without any authorization, regardless of which handset or mobile operating system victims are using. A WIB SIM toolkit also leads to SimJacker attacks. Following the SimJacker revelation, Lakatos, a researcher in Geno Security Labs, reached out to the Hacker News earlier this week and revealed that another dynamic SIM toolkit called the Wireless Internet Browser, WIB, can also be exploited in the same way, exposing another set of hundreds of millions of mobile phones and users to remote hackers. Lakatos told the Hacker News that they discovered this vulnerability back in 2015, but decided not to disclose it. Okay. He discovered this vulnerability back in 2015, but decided not to disclose it publicly until now because the process patch to such flaw is complex and most importantly can be abused by bad guys to control phones running vulnerable SIMs remotely. If this motherfucker found this exploit 4 fucking years ago, the motherfucker should have disclosed it to people. He held on to this information for 4 fucking years. That piece of shit. Besides this, Lakatos also claimed that he independently discovered SAT browser, as well as also providing a video demonstration of the SimJacker vulnerability with more details that have not been published by adaptive mobile security researchers who initially disclosed this. How come they did not disclose this shit long time ago? They discovered the vulnerability but did not disclose this shit fucking a long time ago. If you found a vulnerability and you don't disclose this shit, you are liable with this information. Because if you don't disclose this, people are not going to know what the fuck to do. Okay? Disclose this shit once you found the vulnerability. Because if you don't, you are the biggest motherfucker on God's green earth. Because people want to know are going to want to know on how to protect themselves from this attack. We carry our devices with us every single fucking day. Every goddamn day. Every fucking day. And some jerk off finds this vulnerability and still does not disclose this shit. Period. Okay? Period. Once you find this vulnerability, it has to be disclosed to the public immediately, because we carry our phones with us every fucking day we go. We make calls, we get calls, we text, we receive texts, okay? And all that is stored in that little SIM card. I was gonna say to this motherfucker, Lakedos, you are a stupid motherfucker. A bona fide stupid son of a bitch. You found this vulnerability. And you waited 4 fucking years to disclose this shit. You piece of shit. Okay? You refuse to disclose this because you feared what? Let's see here. He said that he discovered this vulnerability back in 2000. He discovered this vulnerability back in 2015, but decided not to disclose it publicly until now because the process to patch such a flaw is complex, but importantly, can be abused by bad guys to control phones. Running vulnerable. Look, bad guy or dumbass. Either way, the people need to fucking know, you stupid motherfucker. Besides this, he claimed that he independently discovered the SAT browser as well as also provided a video demonstration of the SimJacker vulnerability with more details that have not been yet published by Adaptive Mobile Security researchers who initially disclosed this earlier this month. How come not then? 4 years ago. You motherfuckers held on to this information for 4 fucking years, you stupid motherfuckers. People, we carry these phones with us every fucking day. It's our lifeline to family, friends, even to emergency. If we're out, we call 911 for help. What happens then? Family, friends, co-workers, and whatnot. Hacking phones is by sending a short message service. A SimJacker vulnerability. This motherfucker held on to this fucking information for 4 goddamn years. Lakedos, you are a stupid motherfucker. Adaptive Mobile Security researchers, you are also a bunch of stupid motherfuckers. You waited 4 fucking years. How come nobody knew about this 4 years ago? That's like here in California, we got this. We had this bullet train project. Okay. That was supposed to happen back in 2008. Right? 2018, they started it 10 years later. How come they didn't do the train thing back in '08? Oh, I'm sorry, we had to wait until it was the right time. Instead of trying to destroy cities in California, you stupid motherfuckers. You know, this is it's in be alert. One-click iPhone and Android exploits target Tibetan users via WhatsApp. Votes were violated. Milwaukee couple warns hackers are outsmarting smart homes. This is why I like a normal home. You don't need any smart shit in the house. Google reportedly attains quantum supremacy. Bullshit. Payment card thieves hack Click2Gov bill paying portal in 8 cities. Two widely used ad blocker extensions for Chrome caught in ad fraud scheme. Alert, update Google Chrome browser to patch new critical security flaws. That's why I use Firefox Focus. Employee dies at Facebook Silicon Valley headquarters in apparent suicide. The Air Force will let hackers try to hijack an orbital satellite. Hashtag interesting. The new iPhone software update is already catching apps like Facebook being shady. Fuck you, Mr. Zuckerberg. Kiss my ass. What app delete for everyone doesn't delete media files sent to iPhone users? Dark web hackers could be eyeing internet-connected gas pumps for cyber attacks. Oh, yeah. Google Maps shows sunken car and missing man's body was found. Hashtag beware, hashtag red alert, new SIM card flaws let hackers hijack any phone just by sending a text message. College student tried to hack into Trump's taxes to create a fake FAFSA application. Mozilla launches Firefox Private Network VPN service and a browser extension. Hundreds of email scammers arrested in Nigeria and the United States. A 3.7 million dollar recovered. Hashtag beware. Hashtag red alert. Fake PayPal sites spreads NMT ransomware. Hashtag beware. Private Instagram posts and stories can be shared publicly using just a web browser. OMG NYC is suing T-Mobile for allegedly selling used phone as new and using the shady tactics. Really? Now, here's one that really would piss you guys off. This is going to be a really insane one. DMVs are selling your data to private investigators. Holy fucking shit. I'm going to go ahead and share that with you guys on Facebook and Twitter. So, okay. I'll do it later. Okay, it's almost that time. But before I go, I want to tell you guys something that happened to me last week, and it really pissed me off last week. I had my phone bill took a hit. I took a hit. And it was shut off for a good week and a half. See, my billing date it has been on the 27th of each month, which gives me a good 3-4 days to pay it. Enough time. And this has never been happened to me before at all. Okay. And I went to call someone back, even though my phone was shut off. They could still call me through Wi-Fi. So I call them back, and sorry. It really put a real mess on everything. Because I felt naked. I felt without my phone. I felt like I'm naked out of the middle of nowhere, barely naked, with my dick swinging in the air. Swing, a friendly swinging. My nuts swinging. But I went to turn my phone back on, and on my account I have 3 tablets and 1 phone. Okay. I've a tablet here. This is my tablet that I use to. It's a. Here, let me reboot it here. Restart it here. It's a 3. Was it A3T or something like that? It's an Android. It's an Oreo. It's an Alcatel. Alcatel makes some good stuff. I got a Alcatel Windows phone. My phone is a HTC. Okay, it's an Alcatel 3T. It's a 3T, and it's a pretty good phone, pretty good tablet, and it's pretty good. No, it's a really good tablet, and shit. And it is good. I mean, I do stream, and but it's kind of a Alcatel did make a Windows Phone, and this is the Alcatel One Touch First XL. Even though it's called ScriptUp and everything else, it's still still works. Okay. Or call it like this, still works. It's a Windows 10. It has Windows 10, like my Xbox. And this is my backup, even though the back is all. I want to get a thing for it. But Alcatel and HTC make some pretty good phones, and Acer and Asus is making again the Windows Phone. The Windows Phone is making a comeback, and so it's making a comeback and everything else. But I went to pay my phone bill, and I was told it'll be $215. You want to turn it back on. Well, bill plus a $20 fee to activate it. Well, whatever. So I went to pay my bill, $376. Holy shit. So for a couple of days I was kind of pretty pissed, even though I took care of it. It's back on, and so if you ever went through that position on the channel, on the video, put it on the comment section if you ever went through that shit, and also mention me on the podcast, or you can email me at agentgrimlock76 at ssdemail.ch or agentgrimlock_1776 at protonmail.com. Alright, I am Grandmaster Evan, and guys, just listen and watch the Anonymous Liberty Media. And if you're new to this channel here on YouTube, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, please share this video, and don't forget to hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. And if you're a listener on the podcast, I want to say thank you so much for listening. Again, subscribe to the podcast. This is episode 95. I could be wrong. 9495, whatever that is. And again, I'm Grandmaster Evan. Knowledge is free. If you ain't down with that, we got 3 words for you. Go fuck yourself. Peace out. I'm Revan. You're not. Fuck you. I'm out.